Coastline, your opportunity to find out what's happening in Beaufort County. And today we're joined by Matt Watts, who is the Deputy Director of the PALS program. That is the Parks and Leisure Services program for Beaufort County. Matt, good to have you on the set today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Rick.
And actually, I ought to thank you because the set is your office.
Yeah, absolutely.
Buckwalter Recreation Center here.
Yeah.
And you recently moved down from the Florence area to essentially work here. The building was just about ready to open 10 months ago when you moved here.
Yeah.
Was this building part of the reason you chose to come on down to the Low Country?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if once you see our facility, it's one of the nicest you'll see in the region, in the state. One of the best I've ever been to. So I was very comfortable when I came down here and saw some of the facilities, especially Buckwalter, and it definitely helped the chances of me moving down here.
And Parks and Leisure Services is not just a singular facility. You've got activities all over Beaufort County, right?
Correct, yeah. We have probably roughly 40 parks that we have some sort of programming, be it in the Bluffton area or Beaufort area. We do have some parks in the Hilton Head area, but we don't really program much of that side. But we do have a lot of programming we have going on with Beaufort County.
And the amazing thing is your pricing is just incredible. I'm surprised you don't have people banging down the doors. We're going to talk about some of that pricing in a minute. But this facility that, as I said, opened about 10 months ago, it's got a number of things, and we're going to go inside in just a second and take a look at it. But why don't you give me a preview of what all I can expect in this multi-thousand square foot complex?
Well, we have 4 full-size gym basketball courts that we can also use for multi-purpose, with volleyball, or if we wanted to use pickleball or any kind of other sport that we could turn it into. We also have 2 regulation racquetball courts. A second floor, we do have a walking track that we also house our cardio equipment. We have a weight room with multiple free weights, apparatuses, along with other kinds of pulleys and whatnot for different kind of workouts. And then we also have a 4-lane batting cage that we have 3 machine pitch lanes, and then also a free pitch lane for the public to use. It's a phenomenal facility.
Now, you said the cardio facility. Do you get a lot of referrals from cardiac doctors, people that are sent over here to maybe participate? And if so, can they engage in some type of a scheduled regimen that is good for their heart health?
We do have a good bit of seniors that do come in the morning that I believe they use for their cardio workouts and whatnot. That's where a lot of our track activity comes, along with our racquetball. We also do have some scheduled fitness on demand videos that we can have in our multi-purpose rooms that that other not just seniors but other age groups use as well, that we can do yoga or kickboxing and multiple different other workout programs that people can use. Now
I know, and I'm not going to give it away yet because the pricing is absolutely incredible, and I pay $50 a month in my fitness facility, and so I get a few bonuses. I'm not sure if you offer. Do you have people that people can go to for suggestions on how to, work out and, make sure they don't do anything that's going to get them into physical trouble?
We haven't branched out there yet. We do have some 70-30 programs and other activities such as golf or tennis, but we have become interested in possibly looking at personal trainers that can come in and offer different programmings that our members can sign up for.
Just at an additional nominal fee?
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at it. I mean, it's spectacular, beautiful low country brick color, and
absolutely
all brand new, and I'm hoping you've got people that make sure it stays that way.
Absolutely. We do have a cleaning crew that comes in every day. They do a great job.
Cool. Well, lead the way.
All right.
Look at this. This is amazing, Matt.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I mean, this is state of the art. Not only is it functional, but it has form as well. I love the layout there, and really look at all those trophies. What are some of those trophies representing?
Well, we have numerous soccer state championship tournaments that we have won, along with some basketball. We also over there on the wall, you see we won the Dixie Boys World Series last year. Our 13 and 14-year-olds did. So we have quite a lot of accomplishments here that we show off in the facility.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you come in, and just to make sure you're kosher, do you present like a, oh, it looks like there's a camera on the monitor there, so.
When our patrons walk in, our members, our lovely staff greets them, and they show they check in with their cards, and if they're potential members, they want to become members, they just fill out the paperwork, and our staff enters them into the system. And we do take pictures of all of our members that get their cards, so we have them in the system to make sure we know who is in the facility at all times.
All right, so this is as good a time as any to really break the news here, because this is just killer. I mean, I'm surprised the Gold Gym people aren't banging on the door saying, this is not right.
Yeah.
The cost.
Yeah.
Let's start with the out-of-state and out-of-county people.
Right. For our out-of-state or out-of-county, they can just pay a daily fee to come into the facility. For out-of-state, it's $5 a person. We do have a dollar off for senior citizens. Mm-hmm. So for senior citizens, it'd be $4, and then for out-of-state, it would be $10 or $9 for senior.
So out-of-county is $5,
right,
and then out-of-state is $10.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's correct.
Now, for the property tax-paying resident of Beaufort County, and I draw a distinction there, because not everybody is a property tax-paying citizen.
Correct. Yeah, for Beaufort County taxpayers, which as long as they provide that they do pay property taxes in Beaufort County, or they lease property that someone pays taxes on, they can have a weekly, monthly, or yearly charge, which is $5 a week, $10 a month, or $90 a year.
That's amazing. $90 a year is less than 2 months of membership at my facility.
Yeah, we try to keep it at a great cost for the public, but we also, we do offer for any students, that attend either Beaufort County School District schools or private schools in Beaufort County. They have a membership free of charge.
That's incredible.
So it's great for the youth of the community.
That is incredible. So, I said earlier, people would be banging down the doors, and my first thought is, at that price point, do you have a problem with overcrowding?
Sometimes in the morning we might have a little overcrowding on the track and the racquetball courts, and then typically after after hours, I guess when the public does get off work, we do have some overcrowding in the weight room at the moment. So, but luckily, with our 4 full-size gyms, we always, normally our patrons don't have an issue getting in to play basketball or going into batting cages. And walking on the track isn't always an issue, because we do have cardio equipment up there. So if somebody thinks it's a little crowded on the track, they'll easily go into cardio.
Yeah.
So,
and it sounds like it's a great opportunity for the retiree, because they're the ones that have the free time in the middle of the day. And right now we're filming in the middle of the day, and it looks pretty low key.
Yeah. We have, we always have people in the facility, but you're right. During the day is a great time for those that are able to come in the middle of the day to, have free range of the facility, because there's a lot going on, work-wise and whatnot, to where there's not as many people here.
All right, that's spectacular. And is there a story behind the betta fish and the little shark in there?
Our director, Shannon Loper, she thinks that it brings a lot of, good feelings, when you walk in the facility. And I think everybody loves looking at the fish. I can't remember the name right offhand. Bubbles. That's the name of the fish. So, a lot of people love coming in and seeing how he's doing on the day-to-day basis.
All right, and that shark in there, that looks like I've seen a couple of those guys hanging out at the beach at Coastline.
Oh yeah. I don't mess with those.
No. Good deal. So before we go further into the facility, I see you've got a couple of signs promoting some of your activities. Volleyball, Monday and Thursdays, 9 to 11 a.m. Any extra charge for that?
No, these are just for, either any members that want to come in or anybody from the public that just wants to pay a daily charge to come in the facility. We have a group, and it's a lot of our seniors that come in on Monday and Thursday mornings and play volleyball. And we usually have, upwards of 20 people that come in that want to play. So it's a good group that comes in.
Cool. And over there, I see there's what appears to be a calendar.
Right.
So do you have like a monthly schedule of events?
Right. We have a calendar of our fitness on demand. What time that we actually have, I guess, scheduled classes that go on in there, along with what, if there's any, anytime we have some sort of meetings that it might be closed. We also, have some of our promotional boards in here that we promote our spring sports programs, fall sports programs, whatever we have going on at the time.
Cool. Well, you have really got me all excited about it. So let's head on in, and maybe I'll get a workout.
Awesome. That's great.
So Matt, I was going to give you a rough time and say that, you don't have an elevator, and of course, why would you have an elevator in a gym facility? But you actually do have an elevator. I just saw it over there, and I'm assuming that's to accommodate people that are handicapped or have some difficulty, maybe some of the older folks.
Right, correct. And we have a lot of our patrons that do end up using the elevator because there are some seniors and whatnot that, like you said earlier, that have knee issues or back issues to where they're having to use the elevator to get up here, but they want to get their exercise.
Well, watch where you go with that senior thing, 'cause I just had a knee replacement, and I'm enjoying these beautiful recumbent bikes that you've got here.
Right.
I actually bought one just to help in my rehab facility here, but these are gorgeous. I mean, I've never seen such padding, and it looks like you've got all the bells and whistles on it.
Yeah, we have all Pro Maxima equipment up here, and we have, as you can see, the seated cycling, and we have ellipticals up here, regular treadmills, and we actually have a few step climbers up here that are more than welcome to try those. Those aren't very fun, but and then as you can see, the walking track.
Yeah, I know. I'm right in the middle. No, I'm okay. I'm not on the gray line, so hopefully not more than one person will come running through here.
Yeah.
But this is nice, and we're looking below here is one of the, or actually these are the 4 basketball courts, correct?
Right. We have actually the newest edition of Buckwalter. We are these 2 gyms. As you can see, there's a barrier wall where you can't see the gym number 4. So this is actually gym 3 and gym number 4. So these are the newest ones, which are a lot like our other 2 gyms, but we do have a little more seating. Probably holds about 100 more people seating wise in our newest 2 gyms.
Yeah, I first of all didn't see any seating other than a couple of park benches, but it looks like over there you've got the ability to pull out some retractable seating in case you've got a contest or something going here, tournament.
Correct. Yeah, we just have seating on the sidelines here in the bleachers for any normal youth basketball programming that we have on a day basis. But then if we have bigger tournaments and whatnot, we can pull out the bleachers we have on the baselines. And
one of the things we were talking about earlier was the possibility that the courts might be full, but if somebody wants to, they can, for a nominal fee, reserve.
Well, not our basketball courts,
not the basketball.
Just the racquetball courts and the batting cages. That's what we can reserve. Now, we could possibly host tournaments here as well, which technically that would be reserving, but that would be more of a partnership that we would take with other organizations to host basketball or volleyball tournaments in our location.
Okay, cool. And then as far as those batting cages go, now that's a really exciting thing, especially because we've got some leagues that PAL sponsors, right?
Right. Yeah, we have youth baseball and the youth softball, and we also have an adult softball league that we sponsor. That our adult softball program actually uses it quite frequently, and we have a lot of the Sun City public patrons that come in the morning and use the facility, not only for volleyball, but they also use the batting cage a lot for adult softball.
Really? Okay.
Right.
And the batting cages, you can use either tokens or you can get unlimited pitches?
Right. We, tokens are $2 per token, and you get 25 pitches for 1 token. So it's actually
would about wear me out.
Yeah, you'd be pretty worn out after 25 swings. You're right. But or you can actually reserve the batting cage lane, for instance, 24 hours in advance. You reserve it for $10 and you can get unlimited pitches for $20 extra, so a $30 cost for a whole hour with as many pitches as you want. So.
Okay, so here's the deal. I've got a friend of mine who's got 3 kids. They're all great batters. They're all great baseball players. Can I rent the cage for the $20 or was it 20 or 30?
It's 30 if you take in the reservation.
And let them all alternate so they all use it?
No, absolutely. You can buy tokens and they can alternate, or if you wanted to reserve it for an hour and get unlimited pitches, they just rotate as they want to.
That sounds great. Go,
absolutely.
Run up the pizza place and get that after you had a workout, and maybe catch a movie, because you guys are just located down from the Buckwalter shopping area that's got the Outback and the movie theater.
Yeah, I don't think it's 2 miles down the road.
Yep. So if anybody's interested in coming down, just head on down Buckwalter off 278, and you're right across from the middle school, is it?
Right, H.E. McCracken Middle School.
All right, cool. Well, I'm looking at the group here, and they're taking care of, taking advantage of the treadmills, and one guy on the elliptical. I think you were right. Nobody wanted to dare do the climber. That's a little bit rough here. So let's go ahead and take a look downstairs again. Now we're not going to go to the weight room because, well, I mean, you got a lot of buff people, and they're probably not, they're all wanting to show themselves off, and so we don't want to make them all stars. But actually, you've got a bunch of mirrors in there, and it would create confusion on our cameras. But there is a weight room, free weights as well as machines, right?
Correct, yeah, we have free weights, we have Smith machines along with leg presses, pretty much any normal weight or gym facility, we have the same type of equipment.
Okay, now where are we heading now?
I think we're going to head down the batting cages to show you.
The batting cage. All right, cool. Sounds good.
I'll lead the way.
All right. Well, the poem begins, it was a brilliant day it was not a brilliant day for the Mudville Nine that day. And of course, the poem is Casey at the bat, and it ends up with mighty Casey has struck out. But if Casey had had this equipment here, he would have probably done a better job.
Yeah, and you won't see much rain in here. this batting cage area is one of a kind in this area.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got 3 different options there, and it looks like the way these are set up, you've got an option to hit high, hit low. Can this thing throw spitballs and curves? And
well, I don't think many curves, but it does have different speeds, be it baseball or softball. You just put your token in the machine and select whatever. If you want baseball or softball, then you select which speed you want from there. And we have, fast pitch softball along with a slow pitch softball as well.
Okay, is that all set at the batting area there? You just punch in what you want?
That's correct. You put in your token and you manually punch in what you want from there.
Okay, because I see now these balls, they're lime and yellow, so you shouldn't have any trouble seeing them. Are they rubber, or are they?
They're rubber. The softballs are the lime green and the baseballs are the yellow balls. So
if I got hit by one, I wouldn't be out for the count.
You probably wouldn't be. It depends on what setting you put it on, but luckily we make all patrons wear batting helmets, so hopefully we won't have to worry about any of that.
Excellent. Well, I know you get a lot of guys that come in here because you've got various leagues. We touched on that, and of course, pretty good tournament. You talked about that article that's in the front of your office there. So tell us about the tournaments and the leagues and all that people can get involved with PALS.
Okay. Yeah, first off, we have spring sports registration going on right now. In the Bluffton area, we have youth baseball, youth softball, and then lacrosse during the spring. And Northwood Broad in the Beaufort area, we have baseball, softball, soccer. Well, we also have soccer, in Bluffton as well, along with flag football. So that's all of our spring sports for youth that we have going on. We'll have a youth adult volleyball and adult softball registration going on here pretty soon. We also have, we already are set to host a couple basketball tournaments here in the next month. The weekend of March 3rd, we hosting an 8U boys district tournament and a 12U girls district tournament here at Buckwalter. And then we're also signed up to host a couple of Dixie softball state tournaments in July. So
and you actually said before we started rolling that when you were living up in Florence and going to high school that you were involved in the tournaments up there, and you actually came down to the Low Country.
Been down here a couple times for tournaments when I was younger. Definitely enjoyed it. A beautiful area down here, and it's kind of how it goes full circle, and now I'm down here full time.
Isn't that nice? Yeah. Now we also want to make sure that people heard the fact that there are things available north of the Broad.
Correct.
The Burton Wells Park facility has a lot of stuff. Tell me what's there.
Right. We actually have the same membership program at our Burton Wells Recreation Center. We also have 2 racquetball courts there. We have 1 gym, full-size basketball court. We have a weight room with cardio and weightlifting equipment. So we also have, just like the one thing we do have there we don't have here at Buckwalter, is we have a baseball softball complex out there at Burton Wells. So we do have a couple different things at each site. They're a little bit different than the other, but we also have multiple facilities that we use over at north of the Broad, Basil Green, St. Helen area with Wesley Felix Park. We have a lot of parks that we use over there as well.
And my PT guy, after I had this knee replacement, said, what the best thing you can do is some water aerobics, and you also have 4 pools in the county, right?
That's right, yeah. We have 3 indoor pools and 1 outdoor pool. We have 1 indoor pool here in Bluffton, which is located behind MC Riley Elementary School. We have 2 indoor pools, 1 at Beaufort High School and 1 at Battery Creek High School. And then we have an outdoor pool at the Lynn Brown Community Center that all are used quite frequently.
And again, because people are Beaufort County residential taxpayers,
that's right,
they get in at a very, very nominal fee.
That's right, yeah. There's the $4 daily charge for our county taxpayers, and then they can also pay for additional stuff such as swim lessons, water aerobics, different things like that.
Cool. All right. So we were talking about some of the contests that are coming up, and you haven't really yet had a chance to scope out any of the players this year, so you're not willing to go out on a limb and prognosticate what your season looks like, are you?
Oh, not yet, not yet. They're not on the field just yet. Hopefully we'll be starting practice here in the next couple of weeks, but then I'm sure I'll be taking a look. So.
All right, so if somebody is interested and they'd like to know more about either membership options or possibly getting involved in one of these tournaments, what's the web address and the phone number?
Yeah, the easiest way is if you go to our website at www.bcpals.com, which is bcpals.com. And we have all of our policies and procedures. We have any of our activities going on. You can also reserve the batting cages here or the racquetball courts online at that website. And it also gives you all of our membership information. And if you rather talk to somebody directly, you can call our Buckwalter line at 843-255-6710, or you can call Burton Wells at 843-255-6680.
All right, Matt Watts, Deputy Director of the Beaufort County Parks and Leisure Services. What an exciting job you've got. You probably are glad to do it at no charge, right?
I don't know about that, but close, but close.
All right, we're going to have to come back and get some more footage about everything else you've got going, because we couldn't fit it all in one show.
Absolutely, anytime, Rick. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt.
Yes, sir.
The County Channel is also available on video on demand. Go to bcgov.net, click on the County Channel logo, and select your program from the list. If you would like a DVD of this program, click DVD order form from the County Channel main page and fill out an order form.
The OneStop Shop is located in the administration building on the second floor in room 225. The before the one-stop shop, people didn't like that you had to go upstairs, downstairs, and possibly once you were upstairs, you had to go back downstairs to see another department. So with the one-stop shop, we consolidated those so it's one location where you will have the zoning department, the business license department, and the building codes department. It's literally one stop for your permitting and licensing.
Here's what's happening in Beaufort County.
A new traffic light now hangs above a busy Beaufort County roadway, but it has a bird's eye for safety. The Hawk signal is installed on Robert Smalls Parkway in Beaufort between Neal Road and Salem Road. It's part of the latest section of the Spanish Moss Trail and something the county's Transportation Engineering Department says was needed.
This is a signal designed specifically for pedestrian and bicycle crossings. It's in a location where we've got heavy expected pedestrians and cyclists that need to get across a busy road.
HAWK stands for High Intensity Activated Crosswalk. The beacon signal is designed specifically for pedestrian crosswalks.
When we knew we were going to be crossing the Spanish Moss Trail at grade, across Robert Smalls Parkway, we realized that we needed to do something to ensure the safety of the pedestrians.
The concept first came about in 2000 in Arizona and until late 2009 was an experimental device. It's the first of its kind in Beaufort County and only the second in the entire state of South Carolina.
They are designed for more of a mid-block location where you have high pedestrians but don't have an adjacent traffic signal with normal roadway traffic. We've got a very busy highway and we've got a trail crossing it that's a very popular trail. A lot of pedestrians, a lot of cyclists are using it, and we had to figure out a way for them to safely get across.
The Hawk does not operate like a normal traffic light, so here's how it works. A pedestrian or cyclist on Spanish Moss Trail presses the button at the intersection, triggering a series of red and yellow lights for drivers. First is the flashing yellow, then solid yellow, letting drivers know to slow down. Solid red, as does any other traffic light, means stop. The pedestrian signal initially shows a solid red hand, and once traffic is stopped, will display the usual walk sign. After several seconds, it changes to a blinking hand, and drivers see a flashing red light.
When the light is flashing red, you have to come to a complete stop, but then if it's clear, then you can move on. When it's solid red, you have to come to a stop and wait. But with flashing red, come to a complete stop, and if it's clear, then you can move on.
And for anyone looking for any extra information,
if you want to learn more on the proper method for cyclists or pedestrians to cross, or for what motorists can expect, you can go to the Beaufort County website, which is bcgov.net, and there's a brochure available on that website.
For the County Channel, I'm Stephanie French.
And that's what's happening in Beaufort County.